This is the plaintiff, Sarah Williams. She says she and the defendant had been friends for 5 years, so they moved in together until the girl met the man of her dreams, that is. The defendant abruptly told her she was moving out to be with him, and that left her in the lurch paying the rent and utilities. The defendant doesn't seem to understand how she owes her the money she committed to paying in the first place, and she just hopes the judge can make her understand. She's suing for $2,302.36, the money she's owed. This is the defendant, Jessica Magyar. She says the plaintiff was one big slob who left food and cigarette butts lying on the floor for days. Between the plaintiff's dogs attacking her cat and her being a slob, she needed to get out. She doesn't feel she owes a penny because the plaintiff's not someone anyone can live with, plain and simple. She's accused of leaving too soon. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $575.80, the amount owed for a vet bill.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Sarah Williams.
Yes.
You're suing your former roommate, Jessica Magyar for $2,302.36. You say she owes you in rent payments that she left you high and dry on, mental anguish, and utility bills. Okay. What's going on?
Jessica and I decided to move in together in May of 2010, and then she notified me in November that she was, she fell in love with her boyfriend and she was thinking about moving out. And then she moved out in December and left me.
Fiance now.
Left me with the rest of the utility bills.
When did she move out? December?
She got most of her stuff out in December.
When she stopped paying rent?
December.
And the lease was going on until when?
May 14th was the final day.
All right. So it's the 4.5 months that you were left with. Okay. Did you get another roommate?
No, I did not.
Okay. And did you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I did.
And was the boyfriend living there?
No.
So you lived alone in a what, 2-bedroom?
Yes.
All right. And why did you not get another roommate?
Because of what happened with Jessica, I'm not comfortable even with strangers. And I didn't have any friends that were looking for apartments at that time. Okay. And then the landlord said, no, it's not acceptable. He will not accept another roommate to move in.
Oh, well, that's just silly. The landlord said you can't have another roommate to share your bills with?
No, he said that he didn't want a stranger to be moving in.
Well, I'm sure he'd prefer that you just pay the whole thing, but that's not how life works. I mean, could you afford to pay the whole thing?
I could not afford to pay the whole thing, and hence why I had to pay the buyout. He gave us three options.
You tell the landlord we're having a problem, she's moving out, and the landlord gives you folks a couple of options. What are the options the landlord gives?
The first option was we both move out the end of January, and we pay a certain amount and we leave.
Pay a certain amount as a penalty for breaking the lease?
Exactly.
Okay.
Or I would have to pay a certain amount to buy out the rest of my, for the months I wouldn't be there towards her or him.
And she would not have to pay more than her share of the rent?
Her share, yes.
And what was the third option?
I don't think there was a
third option. What option? And here's a surprise. You picked different options. Okay. You picked which option?
I picked option 2, which would keep up my end of the lease and my end of the bargain, and I would continue to pay half the rent.
Just your $450?
Just my $450.
And she would pay a lump sum, $1,500.
And she would be done.
And she would be done, and he would not come after you for the rest?
Correct.
Okay. That's what you picked. What did you pick?
Option number 1.
Which was what again?
Which was we both move out.
What's behind door? Like Monty Hall. What's behind door number 1, Carol? Go ahead.
So I chose option number 1 to leave the end of January.
And you wanted her to move out?
Yes.
Now, why does she have to move out just because you found, oh, he's such a dreamboat, I'm going to break my lease? Because, you have 2 things going on. Mm-hmm. One is your obligation to the landlord. The other is the usually verbal agreement that you have with another human being that you're going to stick with it until the end of the lease. So she is suing you for breaking that verbal agreement between friends that you'd be roommates. What's your answer to that?
Well, the landlord gave us the option of leaving, and I chose.
She didn't want to leave. She lives there. She doesn't want to move because you found a dreamboat. She wants to stay.
It wasn't even about him. It was about the conditions of the apartment.
Talk to me.
Shortly after moving in, I realized Sarah was not the cleanliest of people to live with.
That she was not?
She was not.
Okay.
Food being left out for weeks at a time, dirty dishes everywhere. There's mice in the apartment. cigarettes that were left on the floor in a pile.
Do you smoke?
I do not smoke.
Okay, go on.
My 3 cats are asthmatic, so having my 3 cats in that environment wasn't healthy.
Did you
for
not
them.
know that your friend smoked?
I knew she smoked, but she would smoke outside.
Okay.
And then shortly into moving in, I noticed she was smoking in her room. So, I mean, I'd be laying in bed at night and just the smoke would be coming underneath the door and into my room.
Right. And would you ever tell her, listen, don't smoke in the house? That wasn't part of the deal.
It wasn't until after I decided to leave, I was like, this is ridiculous, because I smelled it for a little bit.
Does he smoke?
He does not smoke.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
have pictures, too, of the cigarettes on a
Let me
pile on
see.
the floor.
Now, you have a counterclaim against her for $575.80, amount
Yes.
owed for the vet bill. What happened?
She has 2 friendly
What is this?
but large...
Wait a minute, hold on. What is this?
That's our kitchen floor.
The microwave is on the floor?
Yeah, it was an extra microwave. And there is a pile of cigarettes sitting
Okay,
on the
so
kitchen
you're not
floor.
showing me, you're just showing me because there's cigarettes on the floor.
Yes.
Were you smoking wherever you wanted?
Only in my bedroom with the window open next to the window. And it wasn't written in the lease that we weren't allowed to smoke.
Were you putting your butts out on the floor of the kitchen?
No, I wasn't. That
Did
was
she
probably
stage that?
That was probably where a garbage had probably fallen over.
How do only the cigarette butts fall out of the garbage can? How does nothing else fall out? There's just cigarette butts
They
there.
may have gone underneath the microwave, and so she moved the microwave to pull them up.
How did
because
just the cigarette butts make their way
they
underneath the
didn't?
microwave?
There was other trash on the floor that had to be picked up as well.
And then she just left the cigarette butts?
Or those cigarette butts fell underneath the microwave, and so I must have missed them. I didn't put cigarettes.
That's a tortured explanation you're giving
I
me
didn't
there.
put cigarette butts out anywhere.
All right, now, what happened with the cat in the vet bill?
She has 2 very large dogs, and we knew that the dogs couldn't really be in the same room as the cats. They would chase
So
after
why do you
them.
room together? Why are you guys roommates?
I was told that her cats, I mean, I know her dogs are friendly and they just want to chase the cats. But when I was at work one day, I got a phone call from her that her 2 dogs cornered my cat and attacked her. And that the cat was being rushed by Sarah down to my other job, an emergency facility for the cat to be checked out.
Okay, because you had a job at a vet.
Yes.
And what was your job with the vet?
I'm a veterinary technician.
And so she was rushing the cat over. What happened?
When I get home, I would make sure her cats were in her room, and then I would let my dogs out. Through the baby gate that I purchased, I let my dogs outside, I let them back in. Her cat, while I was outside with my dogs, had leapt over the baby gate that we had.
How did it get out of whatever room you had in it?
Because she didn't lock them in the bedroom because one of their cat boxes was actually in the bathroom.
I'm not understanding. Would the cat stay in the house or didn't stay in the house?
The cat stayed in the house,
So
and
why,
for the
why
most
would
part,
why would you folks not expect that the cat would jump the gate? Cats jump all over the place.
because they hadn't.
All right, so go ahead.
I didn't see any biting or anything. I just saw
What
that
did you see?
my dogs were standing over the cats and tap dancing. And so I immediately got the dogs away, but the cat was panicked and panting. So as a precaution, I brought the cat to where she works.
Okay.
They did not viciously attack the cat. There were no puncture
Were there any
wounds.
puncture wounds?
There were no puncture wounds.
Was there anything of anything?
There was no
Does anybody have
internal
the, You're
damage.
saying yes. Do you have the vet?
I do have a
reports?
vet bill.
Let
There
me
was
see
a
it.
puncture wound on her hind leg.
Did your vet charge you $500 for
It's an
a little
emergency
wound?
facility, yes.
Yeah, but seriously, you work there.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised
No.
if they charged me $500.
They're very expensive.
For saying, "Whoa, there's a little scratch." But I am surprised that they charged you $500.
Yeah, I have it right here if you would like to
Did you
see
pay it? Do you have proof of payment?
Right now, it's still being owed. They know that I was going to court.
See, I would be much more convinced if there was proof of payment. Or what? And then if you don't get it here, then they charge you the real amount and not $500? Let me see the vet bill. Now, according to you, she never once you offered to pay the vet bill.
I did immediately when it happened. I
And
brought
this
up to
happened
her-
what month?
This happened in August 11th.
And she kept saying, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry
I
about it."
said to her
so there
in-
was, in essence, no vet bill.
Correct, until I
after December
decided-
when you were pushing her on the rent.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Where is it that I was supposed to see that there was a wound on the leg? Because what you handed me says no signs of trauma.
When we were able to get my cat calmed down, there was a small puncture wound on the inside of her
it
leg.
was a complete
We didn't do anything
load
about
of
it.
baloney when you said that the vet said that. The vet says the opposite of that. Says
She
no
did-
signs of trauma. That bothers me. Bothers me that it's an August bill, that it comes up for the first time after she's now trying to get money from you because you left her high and dry. Were you a pig?
No.
Okay.
Jessica didn't clean the house. Even when I would clean the living room and my bedroom, I would also vacuum her room. And she would always
I
say,
didn't need
"Thank
you to
you,
vacuum
did
my
a nice
room."
job."
Okay.
You may not have asked me, but
Ms. Magyar, please explain to me why you moved out. Did you move out because you met a guy that you liked?
I liked him and everything, but I wasn't moving out for him.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Can you move out of an apartment if you're living with somebody who just smokes like a chimney?
I would say yes.
Why?
Because if it's a medical endangerment to you, I think you should.
Is it a medical endangerment to you? Is it a medical thing?
Yes, it is.
Why?
Because smoking is a hazard. It can cause cancer. There's so many problems that arise.
But smoking is legal, and there's nothing in the lease that says you can't do it.
If it's bad for you, you can leave.
Okay, well, just so you know, I mean, I think the person moved out because of the guy and not smoking, but it's an interesting issue going inside the courtroom.
All right, here's what I think. I think that you did move out for him, which is fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's, you make life decisions that are important and you make them, and that's it. It's just that sometimes there's a cost associated with the decision. And the issue is who has to bear that cost. Okay? That's all. So I don't think that you were constructively evicted because she's a pig and a smoker. I don't think you were constructively evicted because her dogs are vicious, because I don't think you've proven either one of them with what I have in front of me. So the issue is then, what does she owe you? You feel that she should pay you the $1,500 buyout.
Correct.
Blah, 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 blah.
Right, that I had to pay.
But she didn't agree to that. So that I understand that you paid that to be able to continue to live there. But the other thing you could have done is get a roommate. You have an obligation to go out there and get a roommate. And if you choose not to, that's also a good life decision.
Right.
You know what? I don't want to. That's fine. But then that's also something that I take into account when the money's shaking down.
Okay.
I may decide that as a result of that, I think it should take you a month or two to find a roommate that you can share the apartment with, and then thus you mitigate your damages. So I'm not going to hold her to paying the 4 months that were left. I'm going to hold her to paying 2 months. Now, we also have utility bills. Tell me about the utility bills. Do you have those?
I have the utility bills. The utility bills are...
Well, let me just see if I can short circuit this. Have you looked at the utility bill she's suing for?
I'm not sure which month she's talking about.
Okay. Oh, I see. You're suing for January through April. So the way you calculated it is for her to continue to pay half of the utilities.
Correct.
And the utilities that we're talking about are what?
Electric and cable.
And on the one hand, you weren't there to consume it. On the other hand, the living room light is the living room light, and you expected that somebody share it with you. All right.
And the landlord said no roommate. He would not accept
the landlord can't say no roommate.
I have it here where he said I could find someone, and then he changed his mind.
Where did you get that the landlord told her she couldn't? I'm just curious.
It is on the lease options, which...
On the options he gave us, he then changed his mind.
And he says, no, you cannot get a new roommate?
And he wrote on there, sorry, Jessica, I changed my mind.
This is interesting because why should I force you to do as all plaintiffs must do and mitigate your damages if the guy who holds the key to your being able to do that, and there's no dispute about this, no, you can't. I refuse to allow you to mitigate your damages. I've changed my mind. I am going to award you the $1,500 because I don't think you had another legal option. If the guy who holds the key to your destiny says, I'm not letting you get another roommate in there, I think it's sort of wrong on his part. But I suppose technically he rented to the two of you. He liked the two of you. He wants to hold the two of you to your contract. So he gave you what's behind door number one, which was the $1,500. And that's what you actually paid him.
Yes.
To be able to then just pay $450 each month for your rent.
Correct.
I'm going to award you the $1,500 because that's what it cost her for you to bail on her. I'm going to award you the utilities. I'm going to reduce it slightly for consumption. This is the part where this is the messy part where we do a little what? Rough justice around here, okay? I'm not going to award you mental anguish, okay? And that's a total of $1,753 for you. On the defendant's counterclaim against you for $500 for the $575.80 for the vet bill, $0. On your claim against her, $1,753 verdict for the plaintiff.
So the defendant comes out losing this case. What's your first reaction to this outcome here?
I'm upset. I feel at least, she should have covered my medical bills for my cat. It was her dog that attacked my cat.
Well, the judge didn't buy your story on the vet bills.
Well, I'm still stuck with the bill now, so.
That's right. She didn't buy your story either on your claim that you were, in essence, constructively evicted by her being a slob either. That didn't work either.
The place was disgusting, and I don't think anybody would want to live there.
Mm-hmm. So you're out of there, and you got your man now.
I do.
So how's life?
It's great.
All right, you just head right around the corner there. And so come on in here. That was a 5-year friendship that you guys had?
We've known each other for 5 years, yes.
So what becomes of the friendship?
It's non-existent anymore. It's gone.
When did you first get your first inclination that this friendship was going to break down?
Starting in November when she got the boyfriend.
What happened there?
She stopped coming home. She was working all the time and staying at his house, and I just didn't see my roommate anymore.
So that was the end of the friendship? Because she got a boyfriend?
No, once she decided she was going to leave, and I told her I didn't agree with it.
All right, Harvey.
So basically, if somebody is smoking inside of an apartment and the lease doesn't prohibit it, you can't move out and break the lease. I mean, it's just, smoking is legal. Even though it's dangerous, it's legal. But you should come to some terms with your roommate before you move in on smoking policies, and you should have some remedy if they violate the deal. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.